that certainly is a leading question. No foundation has been laid for how this witness would have
we're gonna
personal
listen to this
knowledge of that
together.
until that's happened. The state objects.
Fani
Judge,
Willis,
I
they
think you
did
do
get
it
her
yes or
under
no and then
subpoena.
follow up with how she knows it.
All she got to do is just tell the truth.
Do you know if Miss
it ain't
Willis
even
and
about
Mr.
me.
Wade started dating
It's
in
about
October of
putting that
2019?
racist rapist
I don't
in
know if it was
prison
October of
where he
2019.
needs to be.
Could it
Thought that
possibly
he
be
could
November
just
of 2019?
do whatever he want to do.
Could possibly.
Okay. And when we spoke, you said it was shortly after the municipal court conference, though, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you know that their relationship, their personal relationship, began shortly after this municipal court conference.
Yes.
And when I say personal, romantic.
How she know?
I just want to make sure we don't get in an argument over what personal and romantic is later. When I ask you personal, do you take that to mean romantic?
Yes.
And do you understand it that their relationship began in 2019 and continued until the last time you spoke with her?
Yes.
And you were essentially her best friend during this time, right?
Not best friend. Good.
Okay. Good friend. Okay, close friend. And so would you...
That's what I say about best friends.
Yes.
And you saw her at work every day?
Yes.
So you had a chance to see them interact together on a personal level?
Yes.
And so from everything that you saw, heard, witnessed, it's your understanding that they were in a romantic relationship beginning in 2019?
Yes.
And when you left the DA, I'm sorry, let me ask you, you said that Miss Willis came to live with you in April of 2021. I'm sorry, April 1st, 2020 or 2021?
She didn't live with me. I never lived with her.
Okay. I'm sorry. She took over your lease in April 1st, 2020, correct?
No, 2021.
Okay. I had it both ways, so I'm glad you clarified. So when she took over your lease in April 1st, 2021, it's your understanding she moved out of the house that she was sharing with her father and started staying at the condo?
Man, they just going way back.
And is it your understanding that that's because she needed to have her own space?
Yes.
Away from her
the
father?
picture.
Yes.
Okay. When you left the DA's office, was it, were you fired?
No, I resigned.
You resigned, okay. Just one moment, Jen.
You would be a lot
Can you
better
tell
off.
us why
We
you
didn't have to
resigned
live
the DA's
around
office?
these, Caucasian people. We would be better off.
The number of things that was happening.
A number of things that were happening. Is that what you said, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. What was happening that caused you to resign?
It was a spiral of things. So, I guess the last straw is I was put in a department that I knew had no knowledge about. Something happened, and I didn't like it. They didn't like it, and that was it.
Okay. Did you have any falling outs with Miss Willis?
Well, we never spoke after that.
You never spoke after that. Okay. And so you're, without going into all the painstaking details, there is no doubt in your mind that from 2019 until 2022, Miss Willis and Mr. Wade were in a romantic relationship.
What's the
That's
question?
what I say about black folks.
You have no doubt that their romantic relationship was in effect from 2019 until
I know
the last time
they
you spoke with
subpoenaed her. I know they tried to tell her, get her to talk.
And that's based on your personal observations and speaking with them and seeing them together and things like that.
Yes.
Okay.
They can always pit us against one another.
Questions? Thank you. The other folks may have some questions for you, Ms. Yurdi.
Say down. If it's more than a couple questions, then sure. But if not, okay.
The court reporter hear me okay?
Yeah.
Ma'am, let me be very specific. Did you talk with Miss Willis about her romantic relationship with Mr. Wade?
Yes.
Did Miss Willis tell you on more than one occasion that she was engaged in a romantic relationship with Mr. Wade prior to you leaving the district attorney's office?
Did she tell me or did I observe?
I'm staying right now with the tell me.
Yes.
Did she tell you that in the year of 2020?
Yes.
In the year of 2021?
Yes.
Are you certain that Miss Willis told you about the romantic relationship with Mr. Wade prior to November 1st of 2021?
Yes.
Now, did you also have observations of Mr. Wade and Miss Willis together prior to November 1st of 2021?
Yes.
And are those observations, were those in a social setting?
Yes.
And did you observe them do things that are common among people having a romantic relationship?
Yes.
Such as, can you give us an example?
Hugging, kissing, just affection.
All before November 1st of 2021, correct?
Yes.
That's all I have.
Mr. Stocks,
Uh-huh.
Ma'am, did I understand you to say?
And that don't
that
mean
there
nothing
was a
because
period of time when
you
and
can
Miss Willis lived together?
hate the guy the
No.
following day. That don't mean
Okay.
nothing.
Alright.
How many?
Mr. Durham.
How many?
No, nothing for me, Your Honor.
Hugging
Mr.
and
Doolittle.
kissing one day, next day
Mr.
she
Rice.
dead from him shooting her.
Morning, Miss York.
Come on.
Are
Well,
you,
I'll tell you,
were
these
you
people,
aware in
they don't live in
2021 of any
reality.
trips,
They live
social
one
trips that
paycheck to the
Miss
next.
Willis and Mr. Wade took together?
No.
That Miss Willis and Mr. Wade took together in 2022?
No.
And are you aware of them in 2020 or 2021 spending the evening together overnight?
No.
No further question.
Mr. Gillen,
No question.
Mr. McCullough, and Mr. Cromwell.
No questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Cross.
I do have some questions. Thank you, Your Honor. Desiree, we haven't met before. Is that correct?
Correct.
If we would just
You're
keep
able
our
to see and
hands
hear
off
me
other
okay?
people's.
Yes.
All right. I want to start with a couple things. Now, I think you've made it clear that you never lived, we'll call it the South Fulton address, the South Fulton condo that you were leasing. You never lived at that address with the District Attorney Willis, correct?
Correct.
And never at any time.
Never.
You never observed or have any information about District Attorney Wade and District Attorney Willis and Nathan Wade living together, correct?
Correct.
You don't have any information about that?
No, I don't.
Anybody said that that information was sourced to you, then that's incorrect.
That's incorrect.
Did District Attorney Willis pay rent at that establishment, at that condo while she lived there and you were living elsewhere?
Yes.
Who paid the rent?
She did.
Nathan Wade ever pay the rent?
No.
And you never told anyone otherwise?
No.
I didn't hear your answer there, Ms. Ciardi. Did you ever tell anyone otherwise?
No.
All right. So let's talk for a second about your time at the district attorney's office. You were disciplined several times in the district attorney's office during your employment there, correct?
No.
You weren't written up ever for poor performance, Ms. Ciardi.
Once, not several.
One time you were written up for poor performance. Were you counseled several times about your performance in the district attorney's office that was subpar?
No.
Did the district attorney tell you that your performance was insufficient and that you were going to be fired?
No.
That never happened.
No. Maybe when we went at the end. What's the question?
Oh boy.
The question, Ms. Yurdi, was, did the district attorney ever counsel you on your poor performance in the district attorney's office prior and inform you that you were going to be fired?
I don't really know how to answer that.
I'm looking for the truth.
I don't really know how to answer that. I mean, a situation happened that wasn't my fault, and I either was going to resign or be let go. So
Oh,
You
just like
understood that
any
was the
other
situation.
mess
You could
that goes
resign or you
on
could
in
be
a
let
work
go.
office.
correct. Yes.
You were not welcome to stay.
No.
And the conversation where you were informed that you could resign or you could be fired, that conversation was not the first conversation you had with the district attorney about your poor performance in the office, correct?
Well, it was kind of a spiral, but no.
Yeah, it was. Whatever the situation was.
Excuse me.
Questions are fine.
Understood, Mr. Sato. Ms. Cross.
Ms. Yurdi, the circumstances of your leaving the district attorney's office ended your friendship with the district attorney Willis, correct?
Yes.
Y'all haven't spoken since.
No.
Is she the prosecutor or what?
All right, I want to talk about the representations that you made here this morning, Ms. Yurdi, about any relationship between District Attorney Willis and Mr. Wade. I want you to tell me what was the first time let me ask it this way. You said that District Attorney Willis personally informed you of a romantic relationship. Is that what you testified to?
Yes.
And when did that conversation that you purport to have to recall, when did that happen?
I mean, I don't have a month or a day, but
Where were you?
just talking in general.
Your Honor, we'd like to keep this witness under subpoena, but that's all the questions I have right now.
All right, thank you, Ms. Cross.
Redirect, I'm sorry.
All right, on those points only.
Yes, just those points. The state asked you a lot about when you were
The state.
let go, when you resigned.
Okay.
Did something happen as far as purchasing that you didn't feel comfortable with, purchasing things through the county for Miss Willis that caused you to not be comfortable working there anymore?
No.
And I didn't tell you how to testify here today, though, right?
Right.
And everything you've testified to is from your personal knowledge?
Yes.
And you've told the truth here today?
Yes.
Judge, I believe she's only under my subpoena, and I'm fine releasing her from that subpoena. Oh, I'm sorry.
By show of hands from other counsel, starting with Mr. Sato.
Your Honor, I believe the door's been opened now to ask this particular witness about statements Ms. Willis made to her. She brought it up on cross-examination on a couple of occasions. Did Ms. Willis say this or inform you of that? So I'd like to now ask her questions directly about what Ms. Willis told her about her romantic relationship.
I think we'll take those one at a time, question by question, and we can address those to see. I don't know about a complete opening of the door. We'll see where we go.
First time that you spoke to Ms. Willis about her relationship, romantic relationship with Mr. Wade, do you happen to remember what Ms. Willis said? In essence, not word for word, but in essence, what she said.
No.
Do you remember the first time she told you, in whatever words were used, that there was a romantic relationship?
No.
Is this the kind of conversation that you had with your best friend, ongoing over a period of time in which it was common knowledge to you that there was an ongoing relationship between Ms. Willis and Mr. Wade?
What's the question?
Okay, I'll ask it again. Is the nature of your then relationship with Ms. Willis such that you were having these ongoing conversations, that is, best friend type conversations about her relationship with Mr. Wade?
I don't remember.
Without getting any further in too much detail, is there any doubt at all that Mr. Wade and Miss Willis had a romantic relationship, as was told to you, prior to November of 2020?
All right, she was already asked that question by Ms. Merchant.
I just didn't know whether that needed to be.
She said no, no doubt. All right. Any other defense counsel by show of hands? Seeing none. Last recross from Ms. Cross. Anything else?
Not this time, Your Honor, but we've asked that the witness remain under subpoena and subject to recall.
Judge, she's under my subpoena and I'm releasing her from my subpoena. So if they want to subpoena her, they're welcome to do that.
Ms. Cross.
I would prefer that the court keep her under subpoena. I think,
Sure.
Given the representation of Ms. Merchant, given how she intends to proceed today, that this witness may need to be recalled.
All right, understood. In the interest and knowing that we may have to bring witnesses back and forth, I think it's in the interest of effective presentation of the evidence here. Ms. Yurdi, you are still going to remain under the auspices of your subpoena. And so please stay in touch with your attorney. We may need you to rejoin us on Zoom at some point today or tomorrow. Understood?
Okay.
All right. Don't discuss your testimony with any other potential witnesses. All right?
All right.
All right. You can log off.
And Judge, I'd ask, just can Mr. Partridge stay on for just 1 moment?
For what reason?
The state had made some allegations that I misrepresented some things to the court, and I'd just like the opportunity to clear that up, that Mr. Partridge is the one that told me that they lived together for a month. They've called me everything but a liar today, and so I just think that it's appropriate for everyone to know where that information came from.
All right, Ms. Merchant, I think you've made your position clear. That's I don't think we need to get sidetracked on that. All right, Ms. Merchant, you can call your next witness.
Judge, may I be excused as well, please?
All right, take care, Mr. Partridge.
You call Mr. Wade.
All right, Ms. Cross.
Your Honor, the motion to quash Mr. Wade's subpoenas was held in abeyance, waiting for the representation. I believe that the good faith basis that Ms. Merchant represented on Monday, I think that's clearly not accurate. I understand the testimony that's now in the record. Mr. Wade is available, but we maintain that at this time that the motion to quash probably should be granted, but understand the court's ruling.
Well, Ms. Cross, I'll say yes. On Monday, it did seem like the focus was that Mr. Bradley would be the hook that makes every witness potentially relevant, and we really haven't been able to explore that on the privilege issues that we'll likely have to tackle again later. But for now, the evidence in front of the court at the moment is that we have a witness who has said this relationship may have predated the affidavit that Mr. Wade filed. I don't see a way around the relevance of his testimony. And so I'll deny the state's motion to quash the subpoena of Mr. Wade. Ms. Merchant.
I'm just going to say this. I hate to see my young sisters going through so much. I mean, I know we all go through a lot, you know, and we make such choices that is set up to help, not to help. And we respect each other more. Everything is just so sexualized. Because we didn't raise our children right. We didn't raise us. We wasn't raised right. We wasn't.
You swear.
We need to get back to principles
I do. Please state.
and morality.
My
And
name's Nathan Wade, NATHANWADE.
he looked like a snake.
Good morning, Mr. Wade.
Good morning.
Prior to
I'm telling
filing this
you.
motion to
That's
disqualify,
the
you
men.
and I were
They're
friends, correct?
snakes.
Yes.
He should have never messed with
And
that
in fact, I
woman.
supported you when you ran for
He should have
judge in
been there
2016.
to lift
did.
her up.
I wore your shirts.
To
My
give
kids
her
wore your
more
shirts.
potential.
Fines.
Your personal opinions have no
He took
relevance.
advantage of her.
I mean that in the best way.
That's
All right.
completely fine. I
Let's
will
get to
move
the
on.
point.
I don't know
Thank you.
what
No,
happened, but he took advantage of her.
Thank you. You filed for divorce from your wife on November 2nd, 2021.
Yes, ma'am.
2021.
And in that divorce proceeding, did you file
It's 24.
answers, things such as interrogatories?
I did.
Okay. And so interrogatories are where you're responding.
We are
to
talking
things
about stuff that happened back in
basically
2021.
answers that the other side is asking.
Oh my God, these
Yes, ma'am.
people.
And I've got your complaint for divorce. I'm just going to mark it for the record as Defendant's Exhibit 2. The first interrogatories that you answered, those were December 27th, 2021. Is that right?
Thereabout. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And in those, you were asked different things, but those are sworn. You actually swear to those. You verify them, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so that verification is where you're swearing under oath that everything in it is true.
Yes, ma'am.
And let's see, you were asked if you had any documents which relate to the purchase of gifts by you to any person other than the defendant with whom you have or had a relationship, romantic relationship
Oh my
from the date of your
God.
marriage, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you responded under oath that you didn't have any documents to that.
That's correct.
You again responded to an interrogatory. You updated those responses on May 30th, 2023.
Yes, ma'am.
And you actually sent those directly to opposing counsel in the divorce?
Yes, ma'am. I think so.
But in that one, you answered none again to that question, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So May 30th, 2023, you said that you didn't have any documents showing any purchase of anything with someone that you had a romantic relationship with.
I believe the interrogatory was gifts.
Okay.
Not anything. Gifts.
And I have it if you want to take a look. Let me see. I'm going to mark. Okay, so just for the record, I've got your complaint for divorce marked as number 2. I've got the verification and the interrogatories from 2021. I'm going to mark those as 3. And then your May 30th, 2023, I'm going to mark as 4. Judge, may I approach the witness?
You may.
Thank you. That is what I marked as 4.
Got
This
to
is
be more
what I
careful.
marked as 3. Okay. Thank you, Judge. All right. If you take a look at what I marked as 2, 3, and 4. Just see if you recognize those.
I do.
Nathan Wade, take
And
stand.
are those, that's your divorce complaint, and then your 2021 interrogatory and your 2023 interrogatory, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are they a fair and accurate representation of what is filed in that case?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd move to admit those into evidence, Judge.
And this is 2, 3, and 4.
It's 2, 3, and 4, yes.
All right. Any objection from the state?
The divorce.
No objection to 3 and 4, and subject to Ms. Merchant's representation that 2 is a filing of divorce. I just don't, the divorce complaint, I don't have that in front of me, but subject to that representation, no objection.
All right. And by show of hands, any objection from other
I
defense
asked for a
counsel?
divorce back in
Seeing none,
20.
defendants 2, 3, and
21.
4. This should be Romans. Well, we'll just call them 2, 3, and 4. Admitted without objection.
So that interrogatory that you filed in 2023, that's the one where you said no, that you didn't have any documents relating to the purchase of gifts, that you had a romantic relationship with someone, right?
Anybody?
Which interrogatory are you talking
Number
about?
4, 2023.
Which number in the interrogatory?
Number 4.
So, which number interrogatory are you referring to?
It's Defendant's Exhibit number 4.
I have Defendant's Exhibit 4 here.
Uh-huh.
Which number interrogatory are we referring to?
Oh, which number out of the questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on. It is number 20, 24, 25, 26, basically. All of those.
We should be doing much better than this.
Does it have a number 24? Can you point me to it? No, which was you? Oh, this one. Oh, sorry.
It's supposed to be number. I guess they're all numbered 1. So number one again, and then the third number 1.
Perhaps you found the page number or something. So
He
the
didn't put
witness
page
knows.
numbers on. He didn't put any on. He filed it at all. I don't know how to tell you what number 1, because when you've responded, you put number 1 on all of them.
You
So
just point to it.
That's what I say about a black man. Got to raise him better.
this one, I'm talking about this number 1 where it's tabbed. There's 2 number 1s that are tabbed,
Okay.
and there's no page number, but it is the second page.
All right.
They're asking if you have any receipts for restaurants, hotels, bars, things like that.
Oh, brother. I was like, oh my goodness. See,
The
that's
first
why
number
I
one?
don't.
I believe it's the second number 1.
The second number 1. Okay.
Black Southern man.
So it asks you if you have any receipts
Wait.
for things like restaurants,
Wait,
bars, hotels, things like that, where you accompanied a member
Bought
of
and
the other
paid
sex
for.
romantic partner. Correct?
It says identify any and all occasions.
Okay. And so that's where it went
So
to.
he have to
It
account for
says to
every
identify any and
time.
all occasions where you entertained a member of the other sex
Oh my
who's not
God.
related to blood,
Mhm.
and including dining, drinking, restaurants, bars, pubs, hotels, all of that. Okay. And what was your answer to that?
I would, just listen to her would make me want to slap her. She sounded like a white Southern,
No.
None. Okay.
white
So May
supremacist.
30th, 2023, you prepared this document,
I did.
submitted it,
I did.
and it says none as far as entertaining a member of the opposite sex.
It does.
Okay. No hotels, no bars, no restaurants.
Correct.
Okay. You again updated that. Let's see. You updated it on December 22nd, 2023. And I'm going to mark that as defendant's number 5, and I have copies. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then you updated it once again on January 26th, 2024, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That one. May I approach the witness again, Judge?
Is that what you're marking as defense exhibit 6?
Yes, Judge. I'm marking number 6 is the January 26th, 2024 interrogatory. And then that one. And then number 5 is the December 22nd, 2023 interrogatory response.
All right. Are you tendering those at this time?
Yes, I am.
All right. Any objection from any counsel to defense exhibit 5 and 6?
Yes, Judge. No objection.
Thank you, Ms. Cross. Seeing none
That's what
others.
they say. Trump make lawyers get lawyers.
So now that you have those, let's just talk about those for a minute. Those were verified, so sworn under oath.
Mhm.
Okay. And one of them was December 22nd, and then of this last year, so last December, and then one was just recently submitted in January, right?
Mhm.
Okay. In May 10th, 2023, Judge Thompson heard a motion to compel in your divorce case as well, correct?
Yes.
And you were actually held in willful
Yeah,
contempt.
I'm going to object to the relevance of
Ms. Merchant.
His credibility is relevant, Judge, and if he was held in willful contempt for failing to provide answers and documents, I think that's relevant to this court.
How is that a prior false act or crime of conviction or anything else allowed for impeachment under the rules of evidence?
I'm not offering it as a prior bad act or something like that. I'm offering it towards his credibility, Judge, which you get to determine. If he's made misrepresentations in these pleadings, you're here to determine
Okay.
whether or not he's telling the truth.
I'm
So if
just,
another court has held him in,
I'm gonna cut it short. Boy. It don't matter if you're not doing nothing or not. They're going to come for you. They're going to bring up stuff that happened years ago. They're going to try to paint you in a light that is surrounded by darkness. You know, they're going to make you sound ignorant. They're going to make you sound worthless. You know, they are, that's what they do. That's their whole card. So, a lot of people then got off. Guilty people then got off because they had good lawyers. You know, so, but the bad part about it, this man does stuff right in our face and want to get away with it. Well, with millions and millions of dollars going to lawyers, you have to be on it, and you have to have all your ducks in a row. Okay, I'm gonna finish. I'm trying to wait till Fani come on, but I'm gonna hear what she got to say. Poor Fani, I'm sorry that you had to go through this. We got to do better. We got to treat each other better. We have to do better by each other. Thank you.